How Marion Works, a podcast series dedicated to informing you of the inner workings in all areas of Marion government and public services. Thank you for listening. Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 6 of How Marion Works. I'm your host, Layla Price-Bodkin, joined with my amazing co-host, Lillian Harshaw.
The one and only.
Yes, I love it. So today we're honored to welcome the Marion Fire Department, I should say the Marion Fire Department Administrative Assistant, Lisa Edwards. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking time away from the office headquarters to come to the show and be on the podcast. So we're going to get started. Lillian is in charge of our icebreaker questions, and we're going to start with our first one now.
Okay, I'm going to ask you first, Layla.
Okay.
And then I'm going to look at you.
Okay.
See, I keep going in and out. And then I'll go ahead and answer. All right, here we go. Would you rather spend the day without talking at all or without your phone?
That's easy for me. Okay.
Without
my phone, it drives me crazy. And I don't know how I could go through the whole day without talking. But I've even put into practice putting away the phone on Sundays recently. Not like I've been doing it for a while, but it is surprisingly easier than what I thought it would be. And I've even told Lillian recently, I think I could go, like, as far as social media, I could go like a whole week and just be on social media once a week. I don't know if anybody does that, but I think I can do it. Okay. But as far as just putting away the phone, that would be something I would totally do.
Okay. All right.
I don't think I could do that, Layla, but so probably going the whole day without talking.
Really?
I could sit at home a whole day and just binge watch TV and be fine with it.
Really?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You talk a lot during your job?
No.
But you just prefer to not talk?
I am not a very talkative person anyway, so that doesn't bother me at all.
And you probably feel like you have to have your phone because you are a mom and a grandma.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm not. So.
Yep. The social media part, that wouldn't bother me, but just knowing I couldn't contact someone on my phone would really, I'd probably pick it up, I don't know how many times a day if I did.
Yeah.
I tried. It wouldn't work.
So that was an easy answer for you, too.
Okay. Well, kind of easy, but I think I can live without my phone. I got to talk.
Yes, you do. I feel like
I am a talker, so I got to talk. I talk to myself. I laugh at my own jokes. So
she does. She laughs at herself.
I mean,
she cracks me up.
My husband says, you entertain yourself a lot, don't you? I'm like, absolutely. I sure do. And even like we're watching TV. Oh, I'm fussing at the people on TV. So, so imagine you're watching TV and you can't say anything.
That's true.
I mean, because the people on TV are stupid. I mean, they do some things that just irritate you. So it's like you would just have to sit there and stare at it and not say anything. I couldn't do it. Movies? No, I couldn't do it. So, but my phone, I'll put it down. Wouldn't think about it that whole day. But I would have probably 100 more words to say.
So that would be pretty easy for you. You don't think it would be challenging to put the phone down all day?
It would be hard only because I like to browse and shop on my phone. That would be my problem because I like to pick up my phone to shop, not necessarily to scroll the internet or anything like that. So that would be, and even if it's a whole bunch of stuff on my wait list, I don't actually shop, but it's sitting there waiting in the cart. But no, not talking. Like right now, I'm talking up a storm. Can't do it.
It's nice to be able to find alternate ways of doing things. Like I will go to the phone if I want to do a note. But you don't have to do that, I guess. So you don't have to. You can use a notepad. You actually bought me one, and I'm going to start using that for that purpose.
Aw, see,
so
there
thank
you go. You're welcome.
Yes. It doesn't have to be the phone. The phone is not the answer all the time.
No.
All right, Lisa, we are going to get to know you. We're going to start out this podcast episode by just learning about you. Where were you born and raised, your education, and your career background?
I was born and raised here in Marion. Lived here all my life. Graduated high school at Marion. Started working at RCA right out of high school. I was there for 25
Nice.
years, which is where I met my husband.
Uh-huh.
And when they shut down, we both worked there actually. So we were both without a job.
Wow.
Kind of devastating
wow.
for a while.
I didn't realize you both had worked there
he was
at
there
the same time.
30 years and I was there 25.
Oh, wow.
So for almost 2 years, I was without a job. And
Goodness.
got on at Marion General Hospital, worked there for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And
What were
then
you doing there?
I was the secretary in the laboratory. Then I went out to the cancer center, worked there for about 6 years. Then I went back to the hospital and worked down in the cardiac cath lab.
Oh, wow.
And that was really, really nice.
Was that also in an admin position?
Yes. Yep.
So you have been an administrative assistant for many, many years.
Yep.
And so it was kind of natural when you were asked to be one with the fire department back when Jess Allenbaugh was mayor. And so this is your second mayor that you've worked for,
Yep.
Mayor Morrell.
Yep.
So why did you want to become an administrative assistant with the Marion Fire Department?
I don't even think it was a passion or anything, that someone told me that there was an opening and asked if I wanted to apply.
Yeah.
And the pay was a lot better than what I had at Marion General. So I put in for it and was blessed to get the job.
What certain skills do you think you bring to the table that help you accomplish your job each day? Or you could just kind of go into what is required of you in your job.
Well, first off, I have 60 firefighters. I think we're the biggest department at the city. So it's just me and 60 guys. That was kind of challenging in the beginning. And especially the prior secretary had already quit.
I see. So you didn't have any training?
I did not.
Oh, wow.
And she offered to come in. I think she worked with me for like 3 days. And it was
That was it.
And that was it.
Oh, wow.
So, it's just a lot of praying and asking God to help me. Once you get so old, learning new things becomes a little bit more challenging. So,
Yes. And the city of Marion has a unique situation to where we only have a budget for one person in that position at one time. And I don't know if everyone realizes that. And it was actually something that I didn't realize until later in my career there, that they can't overlap.
yes.
So it's really, if it works out for the previous person's schedule, if they have the desire to help, that's just where it is.
Yes. And there were days that we were scheduled off and I would come in, or I'd even come from my lunch hour at the hospital and work with her.
Oh, nice.
Just, because I just wanted to know more about what was required of me at that time. So, like I said, it eventually worked out. And I had a great fire chief, which was Paul David at the time. And he worked with me. And, we finally got the job done.
Yeah,
So,
kudos to Chief,
Yes.
Paul David at the time for helping you figure things out. There's a will, there's a way.
Yes, and it was a lot. And all the firefighters were very patient, with me because there was just certain things that I didn't know. So
How long you been in the position as of now?
6 years.
6 years? Okay.
6 years.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
So you are up at headquarters. So what are your day-to-day tasks? Just kind of get a sense of what you do. You do scheduling? Do you do payroll? What are any special assignments as well? Just kind of go into anything you want.
I do payroll. I pay all the bills for the fire department, keep track of everybody's schedule, their days they work, their vacation days, their times off. If anybody's on sick leave, try to keep up with that.
Wow. 60 times 60.
Yes. Yes.
Well, and that's true because that does include
The fire chief and the deputy.
chief.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And the fire department does offer CPR. So we get several calls with people calling in wanting to do CPR. So I scheduled those for them.
Is that a lot?
This year it actually has been. And sometimes we get companies with big groups, and that helps too. So,
Nice. Nice. So that's good that is happening, and I feel like it's because the word is getting out.
Yes.
And you can actually go into that right now since we mentioned the life-saving instruction courses. There's 2 different types, is that right?
Yes, they have a CPR, which is basic life support, and then you can also do first aid. A lot of people like to combine. The BLS course is $50. If you do the BLS and first aid, it is $75. What we do now, we used to have the customer come to City Hall, and we'd schedule them in the conference room. Tino Mitchner is an awesome firefighter, and he's over the CPR. So we have decided now that if you schedule, what we do is we send you to one of our fire stations. So this way we have more of an opportunity to get you in as soon as possible. Used to be like we'd only teach on Tuesdays, Thursdays, but now it's available pretty much every day, even weekends. So it's really working out.
It sounds like you work with the person that is asking for the course. You know, it might be a big group, and you might have to accommodate a bigger group at City Hall, but for the most part, I love that they can be out there with at one of our great fire stations. And Tino Mitchner is amazing. He has been doing this for many years.
Yes.
He's a great, I took the course from him some years ago, and I need to do it again. And maybe Lily and I can do that together sometime.
Sure.
It's a wonderful thing to do.
It is.
Because it's a great skill to just have in any situation in life. So it is the basic life instruction for the amount by itself was $50. But if you group it with the first aid, it is $75.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for just mentioning that. So what is it like up at headquarters every day? I have to ask because could you tell us who all is stationed up there and what their titles are?
Yes. First we have the fire chief, which is Curtis Garr. Deputy chief is Eddie Overmeyer. Then we have our fire prevention chief, which is Brandon Eckstein, and our training officer, Jared Mason, and then myself.
And yourself.
We're all there together. Yes.
And you're on the 3rd floor of City Hall, 301 South Branson, and so in that space is beautiful. It was renovated recently, along with a lot of other places that hadn't been renovated since the 1980s. So it's a really welcoming space. So, that is where fire headquarters is, if you are curious. Okay, and so what's it like working for Chief Curtis Garr? I think he's a great guy. He's so kind of laid back, and his humor, I love his humor, and just, it sounds like he can basically overcome any stressful situation.
Yes.
That's kind of the demeanor that he has.
Yes. I didn't
know
Curtis.
Him.
Yes, I didn't actually know him prior to getting this position. So when he was at the fire stations, we did engage in a lot of conversation where I did get to know him. So when he became fire chief and is now my boss, it's just great working for him. He is very easy to get along with. It's funny you asked that because yesterday a situation arose and he was like, "You've been working too long for me already because you kind of know me and know what I'm thinking before I even say it." So we have a lot of good times up there. Good. Yes, with him and the deputy chief, it's really fun.
You've been working with Eddie longer, though, because
Correct.
He's been in headquarters for a while, because before he became deputy chief, he was the
training officer.
And so what's it been like working with Eddie Overmeyer?
Eddie is an amazing guy. I mean, he does his job phenomenally, goes above and beyond. And I mean, it's everything down to the T. And even when I first started and didn't know a lot, and he was the training officer, he helped me out tremendously because there was a lot of things that he knew that went on up there. So it's been good.
Right.
It's been good.
How Marion Works is sponsored by the City of Marion. This podcast covers the inner workings of city government to better serve you.
That's wonderful. He did mention to me that you guys got a really cool donation fairly recently from the professional firefighters, and I think that's pretty amazing. And we don't have to talk about it today if you don't know much about it right now, because I don't want to put you on the spot. Yeah. But I think that was pretty cool that he mentioned that, and we'll probably have to have our photographer go out and take pictures of the gear that they got.
Yes. Because I think I was on vacation when they brought that up.
Okay, cool.
I
We're gonna find out more about it, but it's Eddie Overmeyer brought it up because it's something that had never really been done before, a donation from the union. So that's pretty cool.
Good thing.
Yes. Okay, so are there some challenges working up there at headquarters as far as your tasks? How do you overcome them? I mean, do you feel the burden personally when there is a manpower issue? Like, I don't know if that causes, because people will end up applying and then it's more busy for you when people are applying to be a firefighter. But you only have open windows of hiring anyway. So it feels like you have a good structure to handle something like that.
Yes. It's not a situation where, say, we need 10 firefighters at once and it's like, goodness, because there is a process. And it takes probably a good 2 months or so to get a firefighter hired.
Really?
Once we've even offered them position. Because we have to call down to a public safety medical in Indianapolis. They schedule them for a physical. Once they go through that physical and psych eval, then they have to meet with the pension board. The pension board approves it. You send the paperwork back down to public safety medical. So it's a long...
I did not know that.
It's a long process. And so that's why
something-
we tell a lot of the applicants, don't quit your job until we have officially offered you, got all your paperwork in, because... It takes a while.
Wow.
And that's great. You do your due diligence.
But as far as challenging, I don't feel, that this job is challenging. There's
great.
days that are busier than others. The budget, that was a big deal for me because I've never had to handle that much money before. So to keep track of that was...
It was something new.
It was very
stressful.
intimidating. Very intimidating.
I can only imagine.
Yes, that's true. I mean, you guys are buying, a fire truck. Alone is just hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And then doing payroll for 60 people. That was there was
the
many
challenges are getting out.
Many Fridays would come in and I'd be like, okay, God, I need your help with this because this is a lot of money and a lot of people, and what you don't want to do is mess up someone's payroll.
Absolutely.
And so
practicing patience is important on both sides of the table.
Yes. And they always say, everything can always be fixed, but you still, everybody wants to get paid, and when you open up that check stub and you're short, it's still, so,
Well, great job. I mean, I know you're doing a great job.
Well, I appreciate that.
So I'm going to take a real quick commercial break to just invite you to listen to How Marion Works through your favorite platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and many more partners. We highly encourage you to subscribe or follow How Marion Works wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can find all of our episodes on howmarionworks.com. All right, let's get into our second icebreaker, and we're moving right along. It's going quickly, isn't it, Lisa?
It is.
Like, this
wasn't that bad.
Not too bad.
We didn't have a halftime show. I mean, hey, the commercial break, blah. Are you ready?
Okay, here we go. Same concept. Ask Layla first, you then me.
Okay.
So the question is, what would you rather be, overdressed or underdressed?
Oh my goodness, that's so easy. I hate being overdressed, and I love to be completely underdressed. Man, I even came up with a word for it. Oh, dressed up down.
Okay.
Dressed up down.
Okay.
I'm going to dress up down today, and I might even write a song about it.
You should.
But yeah, it's kind of has a country feel to it, and how you can just kind of you can wear the down clothes but dress it up.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I love to do.
Sense. Okay.
I totally agree with Layla.
Really?
I am a very casual, comfortable person. Like when it's time to go home and get off work, this stuff is coming off, and some sweats and a T-shirt are coming on. It's just
You look
comfortable.
sharp, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Very comfortable.
Really?
I mean, there's times if me and my husband go out and we're dressed up, And we get home, and man, I'm out of my clothes so fast, and he's looking at me like, "What just happened?"
It's like you have your sweatpants by the door.
See me, love me.
So definitely underdressed.
Okay.
I don't even like dresses. I didn't even wear
No.
a dress at my wedding.
Oh wow!
I wore flowy pants.
Wow.
Yeah,
Just a rebel.
I'm a rebel.
Well, see, that's kind of a trick question for me because if I'm going somewhere, I'd rather be overdressed than underdressed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess I agree with you. I was like, as soon as I get home, always joggers, oversized hoodies, oversized sweats, makeup, lashes, everything's coming off.
yes.
I can't. I simply cannot. I mean, like you. As soon as I walk in the door, and it can be date night, and I'm like, I can't. I hope you appreciated this, but
It's got to
it's
go.
got to go right now, like
You
immediately.
look great when you dress up. Everybody, Lisa and Lillian both look sharp when they dress up. But it takes a lot of work, doesn't it?
Takes
ladies.
too much work.
That's why I love hats. I've got one on right now just because we have our How Marion Works podcast hat. But
But
I
Lila, you
love wearing
but
hats.
But you look cute every day too. What are you talking about?
Well, thank you. But
You're welcome.
yeah, we kind of have our own style, and I got my style. Got to live by the rules, but have your own style.
That's right.
Okay, Lisa. Let's get into some misconceptions or anything that you wish people knew about either your role or the Marion Fire Department in general. You could talk about like your role or the life of a firefighter, or maybe some things that are chattering about the new fire station. Maybe they just don't understand something about it. Maybe, I don't know. If I'm putting you on the spot,
No.
you're...
I don't really think there's very many misconceptions. It's really surprising to me once I did start working for the fire department how much people look up to the fire department and appreciate the fire department. The only misconception I can think of is people call in all the time. They think we're in charge of the fire hydrants.
Oh, really?
And that is the Marion Utilities that is actually in
Okay.
charge of that. So it's
I actually just learned that too.
I
Yeah.
thought they were too.
Yep.
It's Marion Utilities.
Yep. Anytime they have a problem with the fire hydrants, they call us.
you.
Does that happen a lot?
It does, believe it or not, and
Wow.
even especially in the summer, when people let weeds and stuff grow up around the hydrant, and then citizens are saying, you need to come get these weeds because you can't even see the hydrant if we were to have a fire. And
True.
unfortunately, it's Marion Utilities that are in charge of that.
Did not
Yeah,
know
maintaining the
Yep.
space around it, perhaps plowing the snow if it gets
Yep.
covered by snow.
Yep.
Wow.
Very interesting.
The more you know. Get out.
The more you know. Okay, so right now, you did mention that you have 60 firefighters. Are you guys fully staffed right now?
We are.
Okay. And
Which will put it at 61.
okay,
Yes.
nice.
Yep.
So 61 is fully staffed.
Yep.
When do you hire? Is there a regular process that you go by?
There is not a regular process. We have several applicants. We used to only take applications during a hiring period. But Fire Chief Gar has now, if you're wanting to put in an application, he's, taking those, and
Nice.
we just keep them. And if an opening arises, he'll go through them. And
Yeah, I
there
think
is
that
a
makes
process
sense.
to that. If you are one of the applicants to get chosen, there's a written test you have to take. Then there's a ladder climb, and then you'll go to each of the stations and do a visit. Stay there for a
Okay.
few days and get to know the firefighters, and they get to know you. And then,
Oh, wow. You stay there for a few days?
yes,
Did not know that.
yes, every day they'll go for, I think it's about a week
Oh, okay. They don't
that
spend the
they
night.
go. No, they're just there 8 hours a day.
They're locked in there.
So
No,
does the
no,
fire
no, no.
each station pick who they want, or does the person get to pick which station they want to be at?
No, the fire chief assigns you
Okay.
a station.
Okay, so it's not like the station, like, ooh, we really like him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is interesting. So what would be the very first step? I think it makes sense that, because it sounds like you're turning someone away if they try to apply. And it sounds like it's, if there's only a hiring window, then it's like, I can't do it right now. But that's great. I think that's a good flow, and you can keep the application forever.
Yes.
So what would be the first step? I know that on our website, we have the applications on our HR page. So you just go to cityofmarion.in.gov/HR, and you'll find the fire department application. Would that be the first step?
Yes, if they're interested. And we also have applications up in our headquarters office on the 3rd floor. They're more than welcome to come there and get those also.
That would be a great way to make a first impression, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Okay, so that's good to know. So if someone is interested in this career but has questions first, who is the best person for them to contact?
They can always call me at fire headquarters. If there's any questions that I cannot answer, I would direct them to the fire chief or the deputy chief, and they will be able to help them after that.
Okay, so it's 765-668-4474.
Is there an age requirement?
You have to be at least 21, and you cannot be older than 39, I think, in 11 months.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are some things that are going on right now? You could mention some programs. You can mention some events coming up. You have training, new ordinances maybe that you would want to mention. Anything that's going on right now?
Not that I can think of.
We have the construction of the new downtown fire
Exactly.
station that I think would be good to mention.
Yes, and all of our firefighters are touring the station this week.
Nice.
I do know
Nice.
that. So every shift has been going down. Jared Mason, our training officer, has set that up. So as a matter of fact, there's a shift down there right now doing a tour.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
So they did the drywall, I heard
Yep.
recently or this past week. And so when will the fire station, is there a date where it will officially open and be in
That I
service?
don't know. That's a question for
Okay,
the
no
chief.
problem. No
Yep.
problem. That's actually, it's not really relevant to the podcast since this
Yes.
airs anytime, but it's really exciting
It
to have
is.
a downtown fire station once again. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm excited. I can't wait to see the outcome. I don't
Yes.
know. But the only thing for me, it's probably going to give me a few more guys, which
Yeah. You're like,
a little bit more work.
Payroll.
True.
But I think it'll be fine.
So who gets to be at the new station?
That'll be for the fire chief
okay.
to assign. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I'm pretty sure the older ones probably want to go to the new
Right.
place.
The
Because
new
I would.
place,
Yeah.
drive the
Okay.
new truck.
Yeah.
And you guys got approved? Did you get approved for another brand new truck?
I think they're working on that now. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
exciting.
it is.
Because
It is.
there's a brand new truck at Station 6.
6.
And that was really exciting last year
was.
when we did a push-in ceremony for
Yep.
that.
Yep.
So I know that those guys are loving the new truck. I'm hoping that they are because that was quite an investment.
Yes. Yes.
But and then there's some work going on at Station 6 too. Some
Yes.
renovations there. What's
Got
happening
some-
there?
Right now, they're doing some plumbing work. I think that's one of the older stations, so it definitely needed an upgrade and an overhaul. And so hopefully it won't be much longer, and they can get back. What we did is remodeled the old Station 3 on Lincoln Boulevard as a little temporary housing. So if there's ever any work being done to the stations, the guys won't have to stay there during that construction
Oh,
period.
that's good.
So
That's nice.
they fixed it up the best they could down there, so at least they're staying down there right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, and then throughout the year, there's training. There's pretty exciting trainings that happen, whether it's with the Splash House crew
Yes.
or with the local helicopter. And I know that there's rooftop training that happens.
Yes.
Dive team training.
Yep.
Do you get involved in any of that?
I do not. And our training officers, in the prior years it was Eddie, but now Jared Mason has taken over that, and he's doing an awesome job.
Oh, good.
He's always got something going on for the guys. So, yes.
That's great.
Yep.
And then you get involved in events like we do the National Night Out, the first Tuesday in August every year. So you guys get involved in that and provide free food for the community. So we're looking forward to that happening this year, the first Tuesday in August. And just thank you for just being at every event that we have, whether it's our citywide cleanups, representing at our traveling town halls, just representing at our July 3rd event. I mean, we have a lot going on in Marion that if you just pay attention on either podcasts or social media, you'll definitely know what's going on with the fire department and a lot of other departments with the city. So, and speaking of social media, you guys have your very own Facebook page. So it's
Instagram.
And Instagram. That's great.
And Twitter, I believe.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So it's an X and then Instagram and then Facebook. So you'll find Marion, Indiana Fire Department. So definitely give them a follow. And so, Lisa, is there anything else that you would like to promote or discuss before we wrap up our show?
I don't think so. I just appreciate you ladies having me on. Just want to give a shout out to my amazing husband. You guys had him on,
Jeff
I think one of the
Edwards.
very first seasons you had him on. So,
Yes, our director of transportation, and that was a wonderful episode. So yeah, we enjoyed that, and he was with Corey Rolfe that time, the mechanic. And so yeah, shout out to Jeff Edwards for supporting Lisa and supporting each other, and we're just thankful to have you today, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, friends, for making How Marion Works a part of your playlist. Find us on Apple, Spotify, and many more major platforms. Episodes release every other Monday at 5 a.m., so follow us or subscribe on your favorite place for a podcast. For Lisa Edwards and Lillian Harshaw, I'm Layla Price-Bodkin, and this is How Marion Works.
Thank you for listening to the How Marion Works podcast. We hope you'll join us next time.